Is something you probably don't think too much about. Think of just your average postman or postwoman and just, think how much estimated does one postman walk their entire, custodial career? What is it now? Nowadays it's like 6 days a week, isn't it? They deliver. So it must be a lot. I don't know the answer. And of course you can make, conservative guesses and estimate, but you don't know. But it's definitely got to be a lot. Like, making the same route every day for however long you work. But is it more or less than the distance the average bird travels its life? Because, birds travel further than a postman's set route, but birds don't live as long as, the working ages of a human. I don't even know what I'm talking about. It's funny how in such menial and average subordinate ways, just great distances can be travelled. Like, you don't think of being a postman or postwoman as, an adventurous career or a really troublesome one, but you're trekking a lot and you're covering a lot of distance, and you are. And I'm just using this isn't a video about postmen. I'm just using the postal service as an example for a metaphor I don't even know the meaning of. But anyways, as I was saying, distance is travelled every instance, like every moment of every second. Some form of distance is being travelled, and so much distance is travelled at every moment. It's like particularly the entire surface of the earth is covered in, say, every minute or so, which is completely made up off the top of my head. Could be true, probably isn't, but sounds alright. And the one thing that links all these things together, all these millions and millions of different people traversing different lengths of whatever they are travelling, be it actual, like, physical distance from point A to point B, or some kind of, like, mental, spiritual distance between, one obstacle and another, or a circumstance and another. The one thing that gets everyone through is, which is going to sound like a really fucking basic answer, and it's quite arduous and arbitrary, but it is energy. Energy, that one thing we have no real understanding of, but know how it is and how it, not how it works, but what it does when it's working, which is power things, but we don't know really the true extent of it, so we just kind of guess. But energy is what fuels these actions that occur and are the foundations of everything. So it's just, energy is, non-understood, but very. It's funny how something can be happening literally everywhere at every moment, but we still have zero clue about it. And that's entirely due to the fact that the human brain is not sophisticated enough to understand human nature and, human work. But still, it's just whack to think about. And way back in the day, which is tens of billions of years ago, perhaps more, my physics history isn't too great, everything was just energy in its purest form. Because matter is just the, you say, byproduct of combinations of energy, but everything was energy. Before there was matter, there was energy, and from energy came matter, and both came from, the stars. So energy's source is the stars, if you don't know, yeah. So it's such a confusing thing, energy. What I'm trying to say, but very badly wording, is that it's just weird of something so commonplace in our lives as, you know, the very fuel behind our own existence is something that we don't understand at all and just have a word for it and kind of assume it's just that one thing that comes from food. Like, it's insane. Yep. Furthest distances and the most complex of gaps all are traversed by energy, physically and mentally and spiritually. So it is obviously vital to human essence, but we have no clue why, which makes it weird because we know we need it, we don't know what it is. So that's one thing I wish people would actually pay more attention into. There's thousands of things. Oh shit! Not my mic off. There are thousands of things that people, you know, research and look into every day. You know, so you have scientists in every field researching all different things, but energy just seems to be overlooked and ignored a lot of the time. We really never research that. Sorry, what is this? And, you know, when I say energy, I don't mean, you know, your kcals and your joules, as everyone assumes. As soon as they hear that word, it's, you know, the very literal scientific definition of it. But I mean, like, the soul energy, you know, like, whatever it is that allows humans to exist as humans and as beings, rather than just, you know, these animals. Like without we don't work just on the primordial instincts of the body. We work in something further because we have consciousness, which is just, you know, the pursuit of meaning fueled by an undefined energy. So yeah, it's just, why aren't we looking into energy as, you know, a spiritual matter rather than just as a, you know, thing to use, so to speak. So that's what I want to talk about. Energy and just the human perception of energy being, you know, not enough to understand it, and it's not something we're further progressing when we're progressing thousands of things each day and we're learning brand new things every few minutes, but we never look into this despite it being, you know, like the literal thing that everything relies on. So that's just a bit weird. So yeah, this video, making it and then you watching it, is a consumption of energy. But what is energy? Will we know what energy is? I hope we do, but I don't think we will, with just how ignorant and poorly, how to not insult everyone and insult everyone at the same time, and just bad at spiritual research humans are. I don't think we will, but we can hope, I guess. So, yeah.